But you can tell me, is skating an Olympic discipline? Four ladies. Where's the fourth one? Ah, there she is. Please. Ladies, come join me here. I promise this will be less than 2 minutes. Whoa, nervous. So Anna, why do I get the feeling that you're very nervous right now?
I'm not nervous.
Okay.
I'm not even going to try to lie. I'm a little bit nervous.
Little bit nervous. Listen, from the time that we have seen you on rollerblades, skates, you killed it. Planning to take India to the Olympics maybe?
Oh my God.
But how was
We
it?
can all go, all four of us can go.
How difficult was it? Because look, we know dancing is not easy, but what you guys have done there is out of the world. There you go. They killed it. So, one by one, if you could tell me what was the biggest challenge to you guys and how are these two ladies telling you about the song and how to go about it. Khushi, we'll start with you.
I think honestly prepping for this song was so much fun because we got to skate around on every set we were at to rehearse, and we were all doing it together and falling and picking each other up together as well. So I think it definitely brought us closer. And there was a lot of rolling away in the middle of the shot also, but I think we got the hang of it.
And Suhana, from the very first time we saw the Archies, you've been on skates. Are you still doing it at home? How's Daddy
No.
reacting to it?
Unfortunately, I haven't been doing much skating. I wish I was. I really enjoyed it. And Ganesh sir is very precise, so that was the hardest thing because we're literally on wheels and we had to stay in place.
We have heard about Ganesh sir
He
being
is
very
very
precise.
precise. But I think, nobody else could have choreographed the song like he did.
Okay, coming to Ganesh sir. Did you put sir on skates as well to tell him कि sir हमें करके दिखा दो फिर हम करते हैं?
No, we didn't. But honestly, when we were learning choreography, and then, doing choreography in itself is difficult, and doing it on skates is a different ball game altogether. So when we were learning it, and when he was choreographing us, we had to constantly tell him कि थोड़ा सा इधर we'll have to do something different because it's too difficult on skates. But yeah, we managed somehow.
But he did
Managed?
always
Did
say...
she just say managed? I mean, like the lady said, you killed it.
But
Wow.
he always told us I know I can't do this on skates while we were rehearsing.
Yeah.
Nice,
so
sir.
he
I'm
was
coming to
very
you.
understanding.
आ रहा हूँ मैं आपके
Very.
पास. And listen, Dot, you play the piano, you sing, you are phenomenal on skates. Is there something that you don't do that we don't know about? Come on.
No, I think music is my one true love. I've written some of the songs for this film, and actually Dhishum is probably the closest to me in the whole film because I got to work with SEL on this track, so we wrote it. I was in the room, we contributing a bit. And then we got to film it, so it was like a double-edged, and I play Betty's voice in the song. So
Wow.
for me, this was very, very special and the most gratifying experience of the whole film. I was waiting for this song release.
All of them are waiting for these videos. All right, guys, huge cheer for these four phenomenal ladies. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Ganesh sir. How difficult was it for you? Because I've never seen a song on skates before.
Gene Kelly has done a song, I think 1972. Gene Kelly did it first. And I've been wanting to do a skate song since then. And thank you, Zoya, because I don't think anyone would have thought of a song like that in a film. And thank you, sir. The music is outstanding. And yes, it was difficult. But what I did is first I choreographed it on my feet. I did the backslide and everything. Then he called, अरे रुक जाना एक सेकंड, पहले सुनने तो थे. And then he called these great ladies from Los Angeles, Candice, and then she saw and said, and then we worked out the fine technical details of where to stop and how to put the brakes on and how to do it. And the girls are outstanding. They worked for I think 2 months on this song. And please give a big hand for all the girls, yeah. And yes, it is very difficult because कैमरा रुकता है तो वो नहीं रुकते, कैमरा चला जाता है तो वो ठहर जाते हैं. So it's very difficult, and trust me, it's a very difficult job to do this song. It was phenomenal that these girls pulled it off.
Sir, I got stuck when you said that you first did it. Yeah. So वो जो जहाँ आपने वो कहा और मैं अटका, मेरे दिमाग में यही चल रहा था कि आपसे रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि आप वो एक बार करें.
आप बोलिए टंग डंग 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 डंग.
टंग टंग. एक सेकंड. ये है ना हमारे साथ. टंग डंग 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 डंग. 1 2 3. टंग डंग 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 डंग. टंग डंग 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 डंग. टंग डंग 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 डंग. Wow. Ganesh sir, Shankar sir, thank you so much. Thank you.
Next level.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got Ganesh Hegde in the house. Wow. Okay, so I saw two stories there, two gentlemen. One was enjoying it to the hilt, the other one had the scariest expressions. Let's call these two on stage right now, Mihir and Agastya. We'll just stand here. Okay, so, buddy, what was happening? You seem to have all the expressions in the world while that was going on. Kuch to batao, yaar.
Sure. So yeah, this song is Jughead's imagination of, he's always, the characters always terrorize around girls. So it's just his imagination. And of course, like Archies two-timing Betty and Veronica, as you can see in the trailer.
Hey.
That's the trailer. You see that in the
The
trailer.
first rule of movie making, no spoilers, man.
That's
Even
not,
though we know
spoiler.
it.
That's not a spoiler. You see that in the trailer.
Okay.
And Jughead always warns him about it. So he's just scared. Kya hoga iska? मतलब मार डालेंगे इसको यार. So yeah, that's about it. Yeah.
Agastya, we heard the song and we saw it. Ganesh sir, phenomenal. I'm sure everybody had a ball, but I believe, and Grapevine has it, it took you 5 days to get this right. Like all of you were on set for 5 days shooting this song. How true is that? Is the Grapevine correct?
No, I think, it did take 5 days, but it's so hard to dance on skates. So I think a huge round of applause to all the girls first. I think,
Yeah. We're coming to them.
yeah.
I'll do that.
It's their song. All I had to do was come and make some funny faces. And I think I got my chance to work with Ganesh sir and Vava Boom. So he's a genius. And Zoya, that scene, we don't want to say too much. You have to watch the film. Not saying. But
No spoilers. All right. Okay. Super. Thank you so much, guys. So, guys, he's the man who's the reason that you're listening to all this phenomenal music. Vineet, good to have you.
I'm not the man.
No,
I'm not the reason.
Hey,
They are the reason.
You're the medium, man. You're the medium. Vineet, Sony Music has been at the forefront of some phenomenal music, right? And we I don't want to name those albums. We know those albums, but here is an album. जो वो टिपिकल चीजें हम लोग अभी सुन रहे हैं ना हिंदी फिल्मों में, लाइक हुक लाइन और अरे ये वो डांस वाला पार्ट आ जाता है. And the one thing that really stood out for me, all the songs, the one that is playing in the background, we heard Wawa Boom, we heard Suno, we have heard In Raahon Mein, thanks to Arijit Singh, who decided to sample it in his concert. What connected you to the music of the Archies? Because honestly, as a listener, mere liye, it's very different.
So honestly, I think the sound of Archies is so different. The first time Zoya played us the music, it just transported a different world, a world that she's created with this amazing talent out here. And I think if you just see the kind of talent which is behind it, whether it's Rima and Zoya, Shankar and Loy, who've just done unbelievable work on this one. You have Ankur and all of them. It was a no-brainer. It was so differentiated. It was so fresh, so beautiful. I think once you see the film, once you see it in the context of everything, you'll realize that this is perhaps one of the finest music I have heard in the recent times.
Dude, you took away my next question. Because that was my question. Is it a no-brainer? When you got Zoya Akhtar as the director of a film, you got Rima Kakti, who's a co-creator, you got Shankar Loy, you got Ankur Tiwari. It's like, oh yeah, approved. We are definitely getting them on board.
So you want me to give you an explanation, or can I just answer it in yes?
Yeah,
It's a no-brainer.
Yeah, it can
It's
be a
absolutely
one-mark
a
answer.
no-brainer. No. But to say that I think these are some of the finest creators that our country has. I think both Rima and Zoya, every single time, for every creative piece of work that they've put out, I think they've pushed the envelope. So hats off to them. I think we are very fortunate and very excited to be associated with them on this project. And I think it's a great beginning.
Thank you, Vineet. Thank you. That was really nice of you to come on stage. Listen, guys, I have to give a shout out to some phenomenal musicians who I see here, part of the crowd. First up, he's young, but man, do I love him. Please give a big round of applause to Shivam Mahadevan. And I think also there's someone supremely talented who's somewhere in this room. Miss Monica Dogra, are you here? Can I see you? Is she here? Where is she? Where is she? Monica, there she is. Big shout out to Monica Dogra. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got some phenomenal musicians, and I'm going to call on someone who's extremely phenomenal. I've already told you in my introduction what he means to this film. Can we please call on Ankur Tiwari on stage? That's all right. That's retro. I mean, I also had to really go into my wardrobe and find something with checks. Ankur, good to have you. Now, like I said, the first time we see the world of the Archies, it's your song that introduces us to them. Chuna Asman. Bro, how difficult was it to go back to the 60s in the kind of world that we're living in where reels and stories is all everybody thinks of?
The 60s definitely is my favorite time in music. Such amazing music was being made at that time. Even as a kid, most of the music that I was listening to was from the 60s. So it was just exciting when Zoya and Rima gave me the opportunity, and it was just a dream come true. So two things happened in that. One was, it was the Archies, and then it was 60s. I don't think so there could be a juicier combination.
Listen, I just want to go back maybe 4 years? Because Zoya and Rima trusted you with a project called Gully Boy, and we know what it did for the sound of music in our country. When they called you for the Archies, what was the biggest responsibility in your head? Because, like you said, the 60s were fine, but it's also somewhat of a lost decade.
So it was quite exciting. It was not only the 60s, it was also the Anglo-Indian community. There was a lot happening in the Indian music scene. So I would accompany them in their interviews, that they would interview the Anglo-Indians, the musicians from that time, reading what was happening in India at that time. So it was just like going back to school and learning and understanding what was happening. And I was really helped by the amazing screenplay that they had written. So it was easy to just follow the screenplay and just stick to complementing it.
You know, Ankur, there are lots of influencers in this room, and what's been happening now is a lot of songs become popular, and sometimes the artist behind that is forgotten. I have been a fan of you right from 2004. You know the song that I'm talking about. The movie was Let's Enjoy, Sabse Piche Hum Khade. You've been a darling of independent musicians. How has your music evolved into the direction of being cinematic?
So it's very exciting when you make music in the independent scene, you're just working on your own. But when you are working in a movie, you get the opportunity to work with other people. Also observe other people, how they make music. I was, it was an amazing opportunity for me to be in the room with these three masters, Shankar, Ishan, Loy. They're sitting in sequence. It's amazing. And just to see how they operate, how they work, I was within a week convinced that they have telepathic powers, because they could just do this and things would transform from one brain to another brain into musical notes and things. Just to be around musicians, see how everyone makes music, it's very, very enriching to see how other people make music. And I got the best seat in the house.
We got the best ears in the house thanks to you and the three gentlemen that you've already mentioned. Thank you so much, Ankur. If you take a seat, as I call on the maestros. Ladies and gentlemen, please, 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 please put your hands together for Shankar, Ehsan, and Loy. Of these questions, I'm going to keep them there. Let's just start with something very simple. If a film is being made and the director has a surname Akhtar, is it a given that Shankar, Ehsan, Loy are going to be a part of that project?
You know, people have family carpenters, family doctors. We are the Akhtar family musicians.
Ehsan, so Zoya and you three have got a brilliant relationship. And just for the record, Zoya's first film was Luck by Chance, but for those of the influencers who know, there's something called IMDb. Even on Dil Chahta Hai, these two ladies were a part, and they were there in the direction team. How have you seen...
Hello. She directed Breathless for me.
I was
With
talking
Farhan.
of the film.
Oh, yeah.
Film, हाँ सर film ना.
पहले.
हाँ कोई जो मिला तो मुझे ऐसा लगता था. I know that. लेकिन film वाली दुनिया से जो evolution आपने इन दोनों का देखा है, I mean they're taking challenge after challenge. Gully Boy, the Indian hip hop scene, and now the Archies is going back to the 60s. How do you see both of them from 2000 or 2001, whenever that was?
I think they're very, very ahead of their time. You know, the thing is, they're very aware of everything that's going on, very aware of cinema, very aware of music. They're great people to work with. They're great friends, and we all share the same sense of humor, which is really important. And we love to. Zoya's got us addicted to eating chicky in the afternoon, which is another thing that we've gained a lot from them. But yeah, no, we've just had a lot of fun. We love you, Zoya. We love you, Rima. Really, we've had so much fun with you guys.
Okay, hands down, two of the most strong-headed, strong-minded ladies that I have met. I was just upstairs in one of the green rooms speaking to them, and sometimes their smile tells you the entire story of what they really want you to do and don't want you to do. What did they want from the music of the film when they spoke about the Archies? Loy.
Well, I remember meeting Zoya. She comes up to me at this party and she says, you know, there's a project that's happening and you guys are the right guys for it. It's a kind of 60s based thing. And so here we are doing Archies and we had such a blast. And her focus is very, very, very spot on. Yeah. When she briefs you, you're there, you know?
You know, अभी जब अंकुर यहाँ पे आए थे शंकर सर, so मैंने अंकुर से पूछा था 60s, they're all Anglo kids in the film. साथ में Vicky says that it's a romantic teen musical comedy film. वो reference point क्या होता है? जब आप 60s का music create कर रहे होते हैं, and all the songs they're so different to what the current scene is.
मैं मेरे बाजू में जो दो जवान खड़े हैं इनके बारे में बात करूंगा. इनके लिए 60s का म्यूजिक जो है ना, जो कहावत है ना बाएं हाथ का खेल है. It comes very naturally to them. He just starts playing and a riff comes out. He just starts playing the piano and the part is done. And she's so easy to work with. And she's very focused. She knows what she wants. And so the whole process is total joy. And I'd just like to add that if there's anybody who can create Archies in this country, it is only Zoya Akhtar and nobody else. That's it.
There's this word that we keep using, oh, it's different, oh, it's different. Yes, the soundtrack of the Archies is different, but how difficult is it to be different?
Well, like he said, it really came to us naturally because we've heard this music, we've played this music, we've played in bands that have played this music, we've interacted with Anglo-Indians, we have a lot of Anglo-Indian friends who are musicians. So you have an understanding of the sound, you understand, like for me, the way the guitar should sound, the kind of riffs. Like literally, that's the way we compose. I picked up the guitar and started playing and he started composing on top of it. And Shankar's added in something else. Next thing, you've got a song. And I must tell you a story about the last song, which is the finale song. Loy took a mic in front of him. He played the piano. We hit record, and he composed the entire song in one stretch. There was no breaks, nothing. He just sang the whole song from the beginning to the end, and that was it. So it is very organic in that way.
There's a formula before we started this thing. In order to do 60s music, we got into the studio and we all used hair dye. That's the first thing that we did. I put on a wig and he put on these beads and we were kind of...
So let's set up this scene. I know we've got the director here, but the scene is very simple because I've heard this story so many times. I've heard different versions of it. Here are the three composers along with Ankur Tiwari. There's also this...
I'd like to also say something. I'd like to talk about Javed Akhtar साहब.
अरे उन्हीं पे आ रहा था सर. वही सीन सेटअप कर रहा हूँ. जावेद साहब को गाने लिखने हैं. शंकर एहसान लॉय अपने म्यूजिक रूम में बैठे हुए हैं. जोया एंड रीमा की ये फिल्म है जिसका नाम है दी आर्चीज. वो डायलॉग क्या होता है? What is the conversation like when you're
I'll tell you the first conversation that we had with Javed साहब is, इस फिल्म का अगर मुझे गाने लिखने हैं, तो I'll have to forget about 80% of my vocabulary. Yeah. Because acha, these kids, they're just unbelievable. Let's have an applause for the cast of... You're just... we watched the film several times. I'm sure that you're all going to enjoy it. So that's what he said. The language has to be so simple because that's what the Anglo-Indian, people they used to speak with bare minimum Hindi, but at the same time to convey what you want to convey. So that was Javedji's reaction, and he's done such a phenomenal job.
Zoya, how many songs in the album in totality? 16.
Yeah.
16 pieces of music. Okay,
Some are
so
tiny bits, yeah.
usually इनके साथ जब भी बात हुई है, जब एल्बम बड़ी होती है, डिस्कशंस लंबी होती हैं. Invariably आपकी प्रोसेस में एक डिस्कशन में somebody or the other storms out of the studio. इस बार किसकी बारी थी?
Did he storm out of the studio? No, no. This side was like
No, not for
very,
this
Not,
set.
not on this project, for
very
sure.
happy.
During Zindagi Na Milegi Dobaran, Dil Dhadakne Do, I left Shankar Ehsan Loy. And Zoya said, do me a favor, leave SEL after my movie is
After
over.
my movie is released. All right, gentlemen, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Loy. Thank you, Ehsan. Sir, thank you
very much. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. जब इतनी बात की है about the two ladies who are sitting there, I would request those ladies to come join me on stage. Please put your hands together once again for Zoya Akhtar and Rima Gakti. Okay, let's get real. I asked a question to this audience and I will ask the same question again so that आपको भी वो जवाब जो है सामने दिख जाए. Guys, how many of you are Archie heads? You've read the comics? क्या झूठ बोल रहे हैं ये लोग? इसके पहले 4 लोग थे. And now okay, Zoya, Rima, it's the 60s. It's an American comic book. It's something that we have all known about. Maybe a lot of them have not read about. Simple question. Let's start with the simplest of them all. Why the Archies?
Why did I choose to make the Archies? Well, I think the Archies chose me. I owe that to Netflix. I'm blessed that they called me, and this happens to be my favorite comic growing up, and hers. I mean, there was no way I'm going to say no.
Rima, जब से इस फिल्म के बारे में हमने सब कुछ जाना है, I think let's start with the fact कि जब news आई that Archies का एक adaptation बनने वाला है. My first thought was, okay, ये तो 60s की कहानी है, ये एक बहुत ही American story थी. What was the biggest challenge कि ये Indian audience के लिए हम कैसे adapt कर पाएंगे?
Yeah. Firstly, Archies is not really just only 60s. It started back then, but it's over the ages. We chose to go back to the 60s because our brief was to kind of bring out the essence of the original Archies. It's timeless, it's about family, it's friends, it's community, it's all the things that matter. And for Zoya and me, we wanted to connect back to a time in our childhood when we didn't have all the things that kids today have, but you know, it was a time where you felt like less was more. We didn't have all this digital barrage, and we didn't have, you know, there was no television even, I think. It was there for like 2 hours a day or something, you know. So we wanted to kind of hark back to a time like that, and therefore the 60s.
Okay, Zoya, let's go back to your last film, Gully Boy. Thank you so much for that. You see, they're already screaming. Zoya, after that film, you could have created any film, any story, you could have gotten any actor, but you decided to open a film school because you got these kids and you taught them everything that there is to the movies, to this beautiful world. How was that?
When you know, you don't go into a project for an actor. You go into a project for a story. And you're going to tell the story, and whichever actors work for that story are the actors that you want for that project. That's how it works. So when Archies came to me, it had to be, they were 17 in the film, so they had to be teenagers, they had to be completely new, and these were the best of the lot because we auditioned people for 8 months. And these 9 actually, Midge and Moose included, killed it. Yeah.
Feeling happy about it, folks? Yeah, getting all the compliments. Meera, I think, is recording it. And no, I'm just kidding, man. Okay, Zoya, just one last question before I ask you ladies to go join these wonderful people. Now, you worked with some of the finest actors in the country. Like, we go back to your first film, the late legend Rishi Kapoor Saab, Hrithik, Shah Rukh Khan, you got Farhan, then you got Abhay Deol, Ranveer, Priyanka, Anushka. you had kids who were facing the camera for the first time. Was that difficult, easy? Because we know how much you have nurtured actors in your films from everybody that we have heard.
Well, the only thing that I think was different was the two things were different. One was the time of prep was expanded. So they had a bigger prep time. They had to rehearse more. They had to train more before they came onto set. And the second thing was they're different from those actors because this was the first time. So it was actually the enthusiasm, the joy, the excitement. I kind of vicariously relived my debut through them. And I don't think I've had as much fun and as much of an easy time as I had with them.
The wonderful things about you keep going on.
They were just about to clap for themselves.
Yeah. Suhana is the most nervous right now. She's like,
yeah,
okay,
this is why I love them. They were clapping for themselves.
Guys, come on, louder. Can we have a big round of applause for all 7 of you? All right. Last one for you, Rima. Like I always keep saying, 2 of the strongest headed, minded ladies. Were there disagreements, what to keep, what not to keep when you're making?
Always.
Always?
Always. I think that's part of that's actually one of the pros of writing together. That's why you need 2 heads. And they should be different. They shouldn't be thinking alike. There's no point working with 2 identical heads.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause.
I want to say one thing.
Yes.
I want to say thank you to Sony Music. Because they've been the best partners on this album. Yeah, and thank you for all this. And I don't think anybody could have understood this album, the sound, the aesthetic, as well as them. So I'm super happy that we are with them. Thank
Guys,
you.
Yes. Thank you,
shout out to
Sony, and
Sony
everyone
Music.
at Sony.
All right, so thank you, Rima. Thank you, Zoya. This is not important right now. I think this is. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I know what you've been waiting. We are done with the conversations. That's the best part. Here we go. Ankur, can we do the Sri Ganesh? I mean, can we do the honors? Because the first sound when you saw the world of the Archies, the first time was this man's track, the one that he has created. So, Chuna Asman, by the one and only Ankur Tiwari. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Where is Tejas? Come, I need to introduce Tejas. From the time that I heard Suno Man, and I've been saying this, guys, he's the voice of the Archies. Come on, wave to everyone. Important. Thank you, Tejas.
Va-va-voom, va-va-va-voom, वो जो मिले तुम्हें होता हो गम. Va-va-voom, va-va-va-voom, जो कहूँ मैं क्या समझोगे तुम. उसे मैं देखूँ तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है दुनिया में कोई नहीं उस जैसा लगता है. मुझे यूँ लगता है तो क्यों लगता है मैंने आज तक न जाना हो. वो रूठ जाना, वो मुस्कुराना, हर एक रंग है अलग. है गुस्सा जैसे confused जो हंस पड़े तो है जगमग. वो उठती पलके, वो झुकती पलके, सवेरा और शाम है. ये मेरी धड़कन, ये मेरी सांसें, ये सब उसी की दुलाम है. You are just so va-va-voom, you're just simply va-va-voom. You are just so va-va-voom.
Hold on. Look at how proud they are. Rima, this is probably one of the finest performances that we have seen. How do you see that from where you are sitting right now? Are you very proud, very happy? You guys have got their hearts. Thank you so much. Thank you. All 7 of you. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Go Archies! Wow, some energy in the room.
Oh, Mrs. Spears.
I'm asymmetrical.
Am I still beautiful? When I told her that, she looked at me and laughed out loud.
She said if you could fit that in an essay, she'd be quite proud.
You know I only have the one dimple living in one cheek, and when I speak, it's all a lie.
My right hand's strong and all my left's so weak. And don't get me started on my spine.
She said the love and attraction are just chemical reactions in the brain. Apparently we're meant to be exactly the same on either side.
Oh, Mrs. Pearson, I'm asymmetrical.
Am I still beautiful?
Am I a pretty girl?
Am I still
lovable? I'm asymmetrical.
Ah, group hugs, guys. Group hugs going on right now. Okay, I have to ask principals, how do you like the performance on stage of your kids finally here?
Heartwarming.
Zoya?
Well, I mean, it's all great. I mean, you're asking me.
You started the school, so got to ask you how you're liking all the performances of the singers, of the cast.
I mean, I love it, obviously.
Yeah. 10 on 10. What about the crowd here? Guys, you do that almost on cue, man. It's always the Wu family. Again? Thank God. Somebody has a voice. All right, listen. What's a music launch without a few surprises? Right? There's something that you still haven't seen on the gram or on YouTube or on the internet, and we saved a really, really special surprise for you. So, if you're ready to reveal another surprise. Yeah? Okay. We're going to wait for it. Right, but remember, we've got a few spots, and I think now those spots are a little full, but you can go down to Back to the 60s, that spot, or this spot here. There's pop dates also somewhere behind. And if you take your pictures and your reels, make sure that all the songs that you're hearing, you find them, and you tag your reels, and you put them. All right. So,
Hello. Before we start quickly, we want to call two very important parts of our film, Moose and Mitch. So please come on stage and sing this song with us.
Can you cut this music? Okay.
Check.
Thanks. Oh, check. 2, 3, 4.
You make me feel like Sunday on a Saturday. Little empty rings, don't get in. You make me smile like I am on a holiday. Mera blue guitar, damn thing for you, man. I may not be Sinatra, I'll sing it anyway. Oh, Ruby, if life were plum pudding, You'll be the sugar that's fine. Oh my God, if life were plum pudding, you would be the sweetest surprise. अपने लव को करती टॉम टॉम तेरे लिए. You ring my phone, ring, I'm just a call away. मेरे दिल से darling, अकेला छोड़ दे. I may not be Sinatra, I'll sing it anyway. Oh, Ruby, if life were plum pudding, you'd be the sugar spice. Oh my God, if life were plum pudding, you'd be the sweetest surprise. Oh, Ruby, if life were plum pudding, you'll be the sugar and spice. Oh my God, if life were plum pudding, you'll be the sweetest surprise. Ruby, you are my plum pudding. No one is sweeter, my love. Oh my God, you are my plum pudding. Sweeter than sugar, my love. Woohoo!
Thank you.
Thank you.
Listen, that was so nice. And Ankur has sung the song with Shibani, and it's been composed by these three wonderful gentlemen. And Ankur has also written the lyrics. Why don't you make a different version with them as well and shoot it? I mean, you clearly were having a conversation with Agastya on stage. Aankho hi aankho mein ishara. What was that ishara?
Don't say.
Agastya, I've heard this, and I think it all started because of Ehsan, who told you, Agastya, don't sing.
I didn't sing. It was
Oh, it was Loy. Who was? That was a joke. I want to hear Suno from him. Yes?
next launch party.
Next launch, okay. He's smart. Ladies and gentlemen, a huge, huge round of applause for the cast of the Archies. No, wait, we can't let you go. I mean, yeah, we know that we are ending the show right now. But what's the show without some pictures, guys? So, can we take the mics from them?